Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial. In this video, we will see how to install Microsoft SQL Server 2019 Express Edition step by step. Let's open up a browser and search for SQL Express 2019 Edition and then select the Microsoft website link which has the download link to download your SQL Express 2019 Edition. Hit download. This downloads your installer, and when you execute the installer, we get three options, which is basic, custom and download media. We'll be using the download media option to download the full installer. I have already downloaded the full installer, so I'll be skipping that step. So over here you can see that I've already downloaded the full installer. I'll be executing the full installer now. So I'm executing the full installer. It extracts the installer and then starts the installation. In the next window which comes up, we have to select the new SQL Express standalone installation so that installs our SQL Server on the machine. So the installation starts. Here you see the license terms, and you have to accept the license terms and then proceed further. So click on next. So there will be some rules validation and product update checks. Since we downloaded the full media recently, there's no checks, so it is passing those validations, and it's also doing the global rules validation. Once it's done, it will tell the results over here. You can see the results over here that all are passed except the Windows firewall. You can skip that, it's not a blocker for the installation, so you can proceed further. So we'll do feature selection. I leave all the features as it is, the default features, and then I'll hit on next. Let's wait for it to load. So in the instance configuration, make sure you remember the instance name which you're giving. I'll leave it the default instance name, which is the SQL Express, because in future we might forget it. But make sure if you're changing, make a note of the SQL Express instance or the instance name which you have entered there. And then Java install location, I'll be leaving this as default location and proceeding further. Okay, now in the server configuration page, I'll leave the settings to default. Only for SQL browser, I'll set it to automatic. On the next page, where we have the database engine configuration, we have to choose authentication modes. There are two modes, Windows authentication and mixed mode. I'll set it to mixed mode. So in mixed mode, we have to enter the SQL Server System Administrator password, which is the SA account password. So we'll be entering the SA account's password. Please remember the password which you're setting here. This is a crucial one. So if there's any issues with the Windows authentication, you would switch to using your SA account password or SA account. So I'm just checking the host name. So here you can see that Windows authentication is actually the logged on user account. It will pick up the logged on user account. It will use that for Windows authentication, or you can select your own Windows account. If you have an Active Directory, you can select your own Windows account. In my case, it was a workgroup environment. For the next options, I'm just going with the default ones. So it's consent to install. I do click on accept and then I'll proceed further. So these are the default ones. You can hit accept and then move next. Wait for the page to load on. Yeah, over here, since we are using 2019 setup and there are some updates missing, it's unable to download these cap files, which is crucial for the installation part. So I'm copy pasting those links and then I'll be downloading the cap files. I'm already doing it. So once you have all the cap files downloaded, we will put them into a folder and then give that folder path in the installation window. So I'm creating a folder called cap files and then move all the cap files to that cap files directory and go back to the install path and choose downloads cap files and we'll hit OK. Move to next so that the installation proceeds. The installation picks all those cap files and then proceeds with the installation. So let's wait for some time until the installation is complete. Yeah, it's completed. You can see all the options are succeeded. and if there are any error messages, you can see it in the log which I highlighted just now. So now let's install SQL Management Studio. So to install that, in the same window I click on install SQL Server Management Tools. It takes me to Internet Explorer. I'll copy the link from Internet Explorer, move on to Chrome and then paste it. So over here you can download SSMS 21, which is the latest version. Though you have SQL Express 2019, you can use any version of SQL Management Studio. So I'm running the installer. Let's hit on continue. So it downloads the installer and then installs it. We will have an installation window now. Yes, we have the installation window. So if you have any options to select, you can select. I mean, to change the language packs or the installation location, I'll leave the default ones and I'll hit install. So the SQL Management Studio is getting installed. Once it's completed, it mostly won't ask for a restart, but in my case it's asking for a restart. I'll go for a machine restart and come back. So the machine is restarted now. I've logged into the machine and I'll be opening up SQL Server Management Studio 21 version. There's the UI and it asks to sign in. I'll skip and do the sign in part later. And then yeah, it asks to use a new dialog experience window. I'm opting for it. So the new connection window looks like this, where you have to give your server name and authentication part. You can see the SQL Express instance listed here, the one which I asked to make a note of. So that's your SQL Express instance or the SQL instance. We're trying to connect, we're getting an error. That's because of the trust certificate is not selected. So we have to select the trust server certificate. Once that's done, we would be able to connect to the database. We can see what are the databases available. You see under system databases, you have master, model, MSDB and TempDB. So these are the default databases which comes up with your SQL installation. So we will try to see how we can create a new database. I'll create a new database here now. So in the new database, I'm giving the name as test database. That would be the database name. I'm clicking on OK. So now we have the database created. We have to create tables. There won't be any tables. So we'll create a test table now. Yeah, creating a test table. So this will be the column names. We have to add columns. So I'm going to add columns here. I'm giving the column name and then maybe PAN card. Yeah, we'll give PAN card and then we'll create a new column called phone number. So that's all. I'm just leaving with the 3 columns. I'm saving the table now with a random name. So we'll name it as test table, like the test database. So we have the table created. We can see if there are any values within the table. I'm doing a select 1000 rows. So there's nothing written because we have just created the table. There's no data inserted. For this video, I'm keeping it simple. I'm not going to do the insert commands part because the video is focused on installation of SQL Server Express edition and as well as the Management Studio. That's it. You have successfully installed SQL Server Express 2019 edition and SSMS 21 version. Let me know in the comments below what topic you would like me to do next so that I'll prepare a step-by-step guide. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.